Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Please click the subscribe button and press the bell icon and never miss another update from Almighty Java. In this video, we'll do the integration of ReactJS, TypeScript and Material UI. As you can see, the register form, the same form we are going to develop. Before starting anything, let's see a quick demo. So here is the register form. When I click on register button, mandatory field validation comes and the text box also highlighting in red if the value is missing. And when I type something, then box turns back to normal. Even valid email address validation is there. If the email is not correct, then it won't allow you to register. Now email is valid, so the next validation is for the password. For both the mandatory fields, values are there. So now it is showing the valid JSON. Same JSON we can use during the API call. Even you can see when we enter something in the text box, then clear icon also comes, which helps us to clear the entire value in one click. Same clear icon is there for all the fields. When I click on the initial data, default value fill in all the fields. Now you can see all the values are showing in JSON. I hope you get a brief understanding about what are we going to develop in this video. Let's implement. This is what we have developed in the previous video. If you haven't watched, then please watch. Here, first, let's add shrink label for all the text fields. Let's open the MUI text box component. Here, let's add another property like input label props and pass shrink true. See, now it is better. Here in the app.tsx file, our code is totally mixed up. So first, let's make it proper. Create a new folder called containers. And inside this, let's create another folder for register. Now let's create a file like index.tsx. Let's add basic code. We'll add this register component in the app.tsx file. Let's move the code from app to register index file. Now let's use the register component. See, result is still same. Let's comment the plain form code. Now only the MUI form is there. Switching here and there is irritating. So let's arrange the browser and code editor side by side. Now we can see result immediately. Let's create another component for card to make this form perfect. I'm just following the basic standard approach. So like this, you can create any number of components. Adding code same as we have added for the register component. Let's add another interface for card props. Now add my card props in the my card component. Here, let's add the MUI card component code. Same code you can find on the MUI website as well. Here, I'm just showing you one of the ways which is pretty much simple to do. Now let's use this my card component inside register. As we have added the heading as props, so let's pass some value. Heading is appearing properly. As we added a question mark, that means this property is optional. Even if you don't want to pass, then you can set the default value as well. Let's add some CSS. Just wait for some time and we'll make this perfect. See, now heading is much better. Let's add card content and card actions. Copy this box code and put it inside the card content. Let's add other props in the interface for the body and actions. So like this, you can add any number of properties. Now, let's move this form code as part of the card body property. See now, body is coming as part of the card content. Let's add another constant for actions. Now, register component code is perfect. Let's add some more CSS for card actions. Change the button label from form submit to register. Add another property for my button props. As we set the default background color as black, so if you want to keep it, then fine, and if you want to change, then use BG color props. Add button how related changes. So like this, you can add any number of changes. Now, let's align this form to the center. We have the default CSS in the app CSS file, so let's use it. Here, the app header class we're going to use. See, now it is looking much better. Basic UI is done. Now let's add the event related changes. So first, start with the button. Let's add another property for handle click. Let's use the same in the my button component. Now we are free to override the handle click function for the button. Let's override, start with some alert message. Assign register user constant to handle click. See, now it's working, and I hope this is clear for you. Now let's create an initial state for all the form fields. Let's add some more items. And update some existing items in this form. I think just for basic form, these 7 fields are enough. So similarly, you can create any number of fields. Let's add all in initial state. Add another file for type. Let's make this initial state also type safe. Now it is more correct. Let's create a state for the user. And as a default initial value, we'll use the initial state. Now let's add the use effect hooks and set user value to the initial state. Instead of hello, let's alert the user state. If you use it like this, it will print an object. So let's wrap the user inside JSON stringify. See, now alert user state showing with all empty values. Now let's add the required changes in the MUI text box component. Let's add some more props like value. Use value props inside the component. And here in the register, we will pass value that is like user.name, user.email. Still, we won't be able to update. So let's add another props for set value. Use set value props inside the component. Let's add onChange props, and here from the event.target.value we can get the updated value which we will set using set value. Let's rename from set value to set text value. Now let's add set text box value props also for my MUI text box. Here, let's update the value using set user. Okay, now let's try to update the name. See, it's working. Even you can see name value is coming in the alert. Now let's add some set text box value props for all the my MUI text box. Now it is working for email and password. We have added for all the text boxes. See, all are working fine now. And even you can see all entered value in the alert. I hope till now everything is clear for you. Now let's add another button to clear or reset all the values. It's very simple. Let's set user to the initial state. That's it. And it's working. Let's add another button which will help us to avoid re-enter value again and again. This is not important, just showing you this will help you somewhere when you are testing your changes. Create another constant for initial data with the default value. For name, default value is coming when I'm clicking on initial data. Let's add for all the text boxes. See, it's working. But here you can see date of birth still not working. It's a format issue, so let's change the date format. It is working now. Let's add mandatory field validation. Create another type for the error initial state. Now I'm just considering email and password. Similarly, if you want, you can add any number of items as mandatory. Now create a constant for error initial state. Let's append the error also for more clarity. Create another state for user error, same as we did for user. Let's see how can we use this error in my MUI text box. Add another props for error, which is a boolean. Use this error props, set default value to false. In the MUI text box component, there is a props for error. Now let's pass this error props into our text box component. Way of implementation is the same as the user. Okay, here change from string to boolean. Here also change from empty string to false. Add error props for password as well. Now we made it email and password mandatory. Let's add a condition inside register user so that until the email and password are empty, do not show the alert message. Add simple if else. See now email validation is working. Update set user error and email error to true. See now even it is highlighting also. Add same for password. See working as expected. Now reset the user error once a final alert is closed. Working as expected. Let's add some more labels for email validation. So let's add a folder for utils. Create a file for method utils. Let's create a function for validate email. We are adding the validation using regex. See, the validation is very simple. Now let's add this validation also. See, it's simple. Now valid email validation also working properly. Add set user error to the initial error state on clear click also. Now let's add a clear icon also for the text box component. Add another prop like input props and add and adornment. Let's see X is coming or not. It's coming, but click event is not working. Let's add on click also. And set text box value to empty string. See, it's working now. Working for all the fields. Replace and to ternary so 0 won't be there for contact. Working as expected. Let's replace X with the clear icon. But for that, we have to install the MUI icons library. Installed successfully. Let's start again. Replace X with a clear icon. And it's working now. Everything is working as expected. But it's still showing highlighted as red even after entering some value. Let's add the use effect for user each field. Let's try again. See now, it is perfect. Add same for password. Working for password also. Everything is working. Now let's replace this alert with snack bar component. Let's add another folder for my snack bar. Create an index file and add the default code first. Create an interface for my snack bar props. Let's open snack bar code in MUI website. Here is the snack bar code. We'll use this code as per our requirement. Add some props in the interface. I have added 6 props. Let's add these into my snack bar component. Let's copy some code. Okay, I have added most of the required code. Now let's see how to use this my snack bar component. Let's create 3 states for severity, open snack bar and snack bar message. Set the initial value in use effect. Now on register clicks, first set open snack bar to true. Add my snack bar also. I hope this is clear for you. Now let's replace the alert. Let's try now. See now snack bar is coming, which means changes are working as expected. See, everything is working. Okay, so we have developed whatever I promised at the beginning. Let's do a quick demo for more understanding. So like this, you can create any number of forms with all the required fields, all the different type of components. Let's say here I have used only text box. Like this, you can create a component like drop down, checkbox, radio button, text area, and you can create different props as an optional, so that will help you to achieve most of the things. In the next video, we'll do some more level of code optimization. In the description, I'll share the code sandbox and GitHub link also. That's it for this video. Please do like, share, subscribe, and thanks for watching.